This is the district attorney's 4th visit to the bridge. Actually 5th, well, one was related to Josh Pierre's event. It's the 5th event. And I purposely, you know, when Ken was here, used to come here, we used to bring sometimes elected officials, but I really wanted you to get a little bit of a grasp of what we're doing here and the diversity of the group, which is really beautiful. And I'm going to introduce everybody here in this room. You know. But Rabbi Moraznik, Rabbi Tenenbaum was always there. He had a good relationship with the Satmar community, he had very good communication with the Muslim community. He had a very good communication with all of us. He would travel with us to Albany to lobby for the Child Victims Act.
Doing a great job, and we all give you first of all, our blessings. I think everyone in the room here is in agreement.
We need to figure out a way to inspire confidence in our justice system. And too many people believe that the criminal justice system is broken. If our community believes the criminal justice system is broken, then we are not going to be safe. Because in order for us to have safe streets, we need to cooperate community and law enforcement together. Jurors have to believe police officers when they testify. Witnesses have to trust the DA, that they'll come in and do the right thing as they come in as witnesses. And as long as we have, you know, not confidence in each other, I think there's a limit about how far we can progress. So one of the things that I've asked people to do is to participate in something called Justice 2020, which is a group of thought leaders who are giving me ideas on how we move the criminal justice system forward in ways that I think are progressive, but also will keep us safe. That committee is important because ultimately what it's really about, Justice 2020, is participatory justice. It's the DA being involved in communities, involved with stakeholders, whether it be people in the clergy, it be leaders in the community, but ordinary people who are, you know, not the extremes on the left or the right, but just in the middle, and saying, how do we keep us safe and how do we need justice? And so I'm getting recommendations from this group of Justice 2020, and we're going to be pushing that out. One of the areas, so I'll give you an example, what participatory justice looks like, is dealing with drug use. And so many people have, especially in neighborhoods, you know, in poor neighborhoods or working class neighborhoods and communities of color, have lost generations of young people to drug use. But we lose more people in Brooklyn to overdoses than anywhere else in New York State. It's the #1 cause of death for people under 50. It's more than triple our homicide rate in Brooklyn. You can add every homicide and every car accident and death together, and it's still more overdoses in Brooklyn than all of that combined. It's the #1 thing that we have to deal with. You know, the drug use differently, because we want to save lives. But the other part is, what about the cases, and not drug dealers, I want to be clear, not drug dealers, but what about the cases that are already in the courthouse? Could we deal with those cases differently? And the idea is that we're going to allow people to opt for treatment without having to plead guilty.
It affects all the communities.
All walks of life.
All walks of life. And it's something that affects the Muslim community, the Black community.
And the numbers I gave you, as shocking as they are, we know how truly undercounted they are. We know them from our own communities. We know them from I can tell you that there are times when some young person ODs, when the police get there, they know it's an overdose, but the needle and the heroin bag or the pills are gone because the parents are, you know, ashamed, and so they hide it. And those cases never really get counted. And anyone want to guess how many individual pills? I mean, you know, individual pills these 3 doctors put onto the streets in 2.5 years. Just 3 doctors. Oh my God. Just guess.
1 million?
Over 1 million?
1 million pills?
40,000. Over 1 million.
Over
5 million. Wow.
Oh my God.
10 million.
About 9 million pills. These 3 doctors. And I say, if someone gets a 30-day, you know, 30 days, 6 days, but these 3 doctors in their practice were responsible in Brooklyn for about 9 million pills. There's only
is what we stand for at the Bridge, diversity. We tackle problems not as a religion, not as a race, but it's a problem. A problem is a problem. Whether it's drugs, whether it's abuse, whatever it is, we have to address it as a one facet that involves all religions, all races.
And
You know?
hate crimes and tolerance is something that
And
we
we
have
thank
to
you
work
for
on as well.
supporting and being a great supporter of the bridge.
You know, the programs he has in the district attorney's office, and one of them is Project Clear, which is very, very important, because going to jail is not the answer, is not the solution. Getting rehab is the solution. So DA Gonzalez had a press conference out in Coney Island, and I couldn't make it that morning. I had a hearing in City Hall, but I received a phone call the night before his press conference. I received a call from a Mr. Klein, whose daughter had overdosed and died, and he called me up. He says, "Listen, I received a call to come to the press conference. I don't know what to do. I'm not political, and I don't know if I come out speaking about what happened to my daughter, speaking about drug addiction, speaking about putting someone through rehab, opposed to locking someone up. You know, my community might come out against me." So I answered him. I said, "You better go out. You have to go out. It's your responsibility to the community to go out. And also, you could speak about your experience. Your daughter passed away, and go there. If anyone questions you, you could send them to me." He called me back next day. He felt so relieved, and it was really, I believe he spoke beautifully at the press conference. And this is something that we should all support. We're all one community at the end of the day, and we need to work together to tackle drug addiction, to tackle crimes that happen, issues that affect us every day. There's no Chinese, Jewish, African American, Muslim way to deal with things. All these issues affect all of us, and we need to work together.